Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is color. So I have blue. Well, you guys are too smart.
This is an opportunity for kids to think on their own, to look at the art and internalize what they see there, and to share it out with no wrong answers.
This is a harder question. You ready for a harder question?
Yeah.
What is special about those colors?
I think Let's Look at the Art program is an enduring and successful organization. And once I began presenting in local schools, I became shockingly aware that a number of children and school districts have disproportionate art access that includes visiting to the museums or receiving art resources. So I appreciate how Let's Look at Art program has aimed to close the educational gap and improve educational equality over the past 50 years.
It's kind of hard to see from so far away. You say there's a face in the moon.
Since moving to the US from India in 1999, volunteering has been a way of life. And really, what really makes me really happy is being able to volunteer and give back to the community. And volunteering and being an art docent is something that I love the most.
So these are called Limner paintings. There's hundreds and hundreds of them out there. As your mom might take this and send it back to France where your grandparents lived.
The students amaze me a lot, many times. For example, at the end of one class, the teacher and all the students said thank you to me, and then the students use their native languages to express their thanks, such as muchas gracias, 谢谢, maxi. It's so amazing, more than 10 different languages. Although I didn't know most of their languages, I could fully feel their sincerity and their excitement. I'm happy they like my class, and I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to let more children learn about art and enjoy it.
So then there's a problem. If it's made out of real food, how's it even standing up? When one signs on to Let's Look at Art, the first thing you experience is training, and you go into an intense period of training, and very impressive. I was really knocked out by it. I walked in at the Wendell Center with my fellow newbies, and there were our teachers were there, and our mentors were there, and by the end of that first 2 or 3 hours, I suddenly felt included, appreciated, real sense of family that one feels being part of Let's Look at Art. It is like a team with absolutely great chemistry.
This is Liana and my name is Lotte, and we met during training. We were both freshly arrived in the United States, so we didn't know a lot of people by then, and then we met each other in training and we became good friends, I hope.
Let's Look at Art is a program sponsored by the San Jose Museum of Art, in which trained docents go out into schools and talk about art with kids. We are a free program for any school in Santa Clara County. So public, private, homeschool, you name it, we'll come to you. In normal times, Let's Look at Art goes out into the classroom. But during COVID, like everyone else, we have had to adapt, and we've pivoted to giving our presentations via video conference. Our kindergarten through 5th grade docents go out into the classroom, show the students various works of art. The kids then talk about what they see, what they think, what they feel. Some of the other benefits of Let's Look at Art is that we support Common Core. We also reach underserved communities. Over 50% of the schools we visit are Title I. For a lot of these kids, it may be their first exposure to the visual arts. The artworks that we use in the classroom are carefully curated and researched. They reflect the diversity of the Bay Area. We use many artworks from San Jose Museum of Art's permanent collection. Let's Look at Art is not an art history program, but rather we encourage students in their critical thinking and observation skills. We want students to see, to look, to feel, and to imagine.
talk about the Art in the Dark program, which is geared towards the middle schools and the high schools. And I'm going to give you some examples of the type of presentations we give. So one of the presentation types we have is STEAM. In the STEAM case, it's bringing art into the subject matter of science, engineering, technology, or math. For instance, what would Egyptian art look like if they had not come up with the canon of proportions? At the high school level, it's mostly for the technology classes, and it's to make sure they have a firm understanding of things like the elements of arts and the principles of design and how artists use them. By far, our most popular presentations are, in fact, to the history classes, especially middle school. And it's about presenting the art, the maps to that civilization, that empire that they're teaching. Special day class is, it's got to be one of my favorites. So a new program, new direction for us. It's been really, really a powerful one. And we're asked year after year back again. And I can't tell you how valuable it's been during this COVID time. We've literally had teachers begging us to present.
Let's Look at Art began with a proposal by the San Jose Junior League to create an arts program that would benefit the children elementary level in the Santa Clara County. It was called How to Read a Painting. In 1972, when the San Jose Museum of Art was formed, they agreed to adopt Let's Look at Art program. The docents played a major role in all aspects of the development of Let's Look at Art. They were also supported by the curatorial department first of the museum and then later the education department. After a few years, it was determined that we felt that with the prints and in the portfolios that we would go into the classroom with first, second, and third grades and then eventually kindergarten. We decided to expand up into the middle school. And in order to do that, we applied for a grant with the Arts Council of Santa Clara County, and were able to create slide programs that we took into 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. So throughout the history of Let's Look at Art, generally we offered free programs. We visited the classrooms one time per year. And we realized once we were presenting, especially to the middle school classes, 6th, 7th, and 8th, that there was so much we could cover that related to ancient civilizations, Middle Ages throughout the world, Renaissance in the 7th, and then in the 8th, civil rights, as well as American history. So now we offer 2 visits and sometimes 3 or even 4 visits per class. We are an outreach program. We are ambassadors to the community for our museum, and we are very excited to let students know we include imagery of the exhibitions that are currently shown. Collaborating with the museum, we created bookmarks. On the bookmark would be a free pass for the students and their families to come to the museum, and also information about the location and the exhibitions, some image of an exhibition that was up at the time.
I have learned so many things as a docent, even though I spent probably close to 40 years in business, that are so valuable. And I've really been interested in the metrics because I'm the one that tracks all the metrics as people fulfill their requests. And so every month, I actually get to see how much closer we get to that 1 million student mark. Now this is amazing because this is a volunteer organization. Now we've been around since 1972, but in the last several years before the pandemic, we were reaching over 30,000 students a year. Now we did have a little hiccup when the pandemic first hit, but even last year with a full year of virtual, we had over 20,000 students. So we are reaching those kids, bringing art into their classrooms in person or virtual. It didn't stop us. So it's very exciting to be part of this organization. I'm very proud to be a part of the organization, and I'm excited to celebrate this very special anniversary.
So I guess I wanted to start by asking you, with your years of working with Let's Look at Art, what is a memorable experience you've had?
So many. I think there are lots of wonderful memories I have about that Let's Look at Art program, from visiting classrooms and seeing students and their excitement in looking at and talking about art, but also how they can share their ideas and learn from one another. But I think my favorite memory was in 2014 when Let's Look at Art was honored by the California Kindergarten Association with the Patricia Reese Miller Award for Arts Advocacy. You know, our volunteers work so hard every year in this program, and I see that. So at that convening for the award, it was really nice to see them recognized in such a public way.
My experience with Let's Look at Art starts at the very beginning of the story. I just finished the most recent docent training just today, and I really love getting to meet these this new group of docents that have this incredible drive, and they put in such a time commitment from the very beginning. And getting to know them, we spend every Tuesday and Thursday morning together. And so immediately going from strangers to knowing how you take your coffee is really amazing. And just getting to know these new docents, we had a retired Spanish teacher, we had a children's book illustrator, and all of these amazing people and personalities coming together with one common goal that is our goal also as a department. That's really amazing.
And my favorite part of being a docent is having the opportunity to looking at art with children and facilitate a discussion with them and understanding their perspective.
It's so incredible to see students absorb something new and learn and adapt a new way of looking at art and be so creative and look at art with fresh eyes. It makes me even learn something new every time I present. I feel like they're presenting to me.
Being a docent changed my way of looking at art a lot. When I was young, the art teacher always taught us what was wrong or what was right in art. Such as this color, not that color, draw this way, not that way. This one is nicer than that one. After I became a docent, I realized that there is no right or wrong in art. A painting that changes its color, its style, its context, or its presentation isn't more wrong or more right than another painting. It's simply a different style.
It's been my joy to be a part of this program for the last few years. I would highly recommend anyone to join. You can learn, you can enjoy. There's so many opportunities here.
I'm Sayre Batten, Oshman Executive Director here at the San Jose Museum of Art, and I join a legion of past directors, curators, donors, and stakeholders in this community who congratulate the Let's Look at Art program for your 50th anniversary. Before the COVID-19 pandemic shut us all down 2 years ago, on average, the program delivered over 30,000 student experiences to learn more about art, making San Jose Museum of Art the largest art educator in Santa Clara County. We are so grateful to you for your service and inspiration.
I love going back into classrooms.
I love the imagination of the kids.
I love making new friends.
I love the excitement of learning. I love art.
I love opening their eyes to art.
I love asking questions.